The news and issues going on around the country and all around the world. So, first off this week, the big news is obviously the Alabama Senate race, where Doug Jones on Tuesday became the first Democrat in a generation to win a Senate seat in Alabama, beating Republican Roy Moore amid a firestorm of allegations that the GOP candidate had sexually abused teens. Moore, however, has refused to concede thus far. What do you guys think about this story?
Wow.
Roll Tide.
The people of Alabama.
Yeah. Shouts out to you. See, I told you there's some good ones.
Y'all ain't as backwards as we thought.
Told y'all last week there's some good ones. Shout out to the good ones.
You did.
Shout out, man.
You
I
did.
said, yo, there's some good people in Alabama, and thanks for holding it down. Holding it down. Holding it down.
Okay, all right. I won't contradict you this time.
We were very pessimistic.
Just this week, though.
It's all good.
It was very pessimistic.
Yeah, I know I was.
I called it 52-48, and ended up being 51 something.
I think it won by like 0.8
Yeah,
percentage
it was
points.
close.
They won by 1.5 points.
Was it?
Yeah,
Was it 49?
because I know he can't contest it because if it's under 0.5,
It's automatic. Like
Yeah,
it's under
recount.
0.5. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
but I thought it was 1.5. And I was watching the results come in, and at first I didn't expect anything, so I was just like watching it just because out of interest. But as the night went on, it was like the opposite of the presidential election.
Mm-hmm.
Moore's numbers came in early because they're smaller
County.
voting districts,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They can count them quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, it's like 100% county already. All the red areas were coming in 100%.
Yep.
And then they were still like, oh, but the main areas,
The Birminghams, the Mobile.
still hadn't come in.
Yep.
And I was like, oh my God, he's going to win.
Mm-hmm.
And then the numbers came in. I was like, shit.
Yeah.
Wow. But shouts out to black people really showed out, man. Voted over 29, 30%, I think.
Yeah, like 30%.
And their population is 27,
Yeah, 25, I think.
25.
Yeah.
And shouts out to black women in particular because they really showed out. I mean, black women made up 17% of the electorate. 11 black men made up 11%. Those numbers are way higher than their actual population. So shouts out to black women. And we got to talk about this. The hell is up with white women? White women voted for a pedophile who's been accused 9 times, 65%.
Not all white women. Not all white women. We don't say all white women.
Oh yeah, I mean
There's
of course.
some good ones.
There's some good ones.
There's some good ones.
There's some good ones.
But I'm just talking about just in general.
Some
you
good
know,
Beckys.
we got. Oh shit. Oh, but but yo, we got to stop lumping all women together as one vote, right? Because it's obvious that white women do not vote the same as black women, right? Especially in the same numbers. So when you lump in black women and white women, it makes it seem like all women are more progressive or vote more democratic than they actually do. Black women might vote for Hillary Clinton 90-something%. White women voted for Hillary Clinton 47%. And that's why Trump, actually more white women voted for Trump than they voted for Hillary. So we have to start, stop putting these numbers together for all women.
Yep.
Yeah. For me, the funny thing I saw about that was I saw Tom Perez tweeting about giving props to black women, and I thought it was like, I think it's kind of shitty when you have people, media, and Democrats just like giving props to black women but not black men. Like I think a lot of these politicians and media outlets, they want to like prop up black women, but they want to like essentially ignore black men. I mean, black men, they voted at what, 95% clip. What's his name? Doug Jones too. So yeah, I think, I mean, you don't really see that with like other groups. You don't see like, them like talking about like, Latino women, versus Latino men, that kind of thing. They don't really do that for some reason. and they don't do like with like the LGBT community. Oh, the lesbians they did this or whatever. Then the gay men they did this or whatever. I think it's really a fucked up thing when they do that kind of thing in order to kind of like downgrade black men's importance as far as the voting bloc. But that's one thing.
I didn't have a problem with it because black women did show out like in raw numbers. Mm-hmm. Black women made up 17% of the voters. Mm-hmm. Black men made up 11%. Mm-hmm. I think the actual population of black women is 12, 13%. Mm-hmm. Same thing as black men. So they voted 4 percentage points higher. Right? Okay. So they showed out way more.
However, if you have felony records in Alabama, in a lot of places, you can't vote. They've stripped your voting rights. If you've been in jail or whatever, you've been convicted of a felony. You can't vote anymore in a lot of places.
Right, but they don't reinstate it after a certain number of years because a lot of states that's what they do. You can't vote, within a certain number of years of being released or probation and all that. But eventually they reinstate your voting rights. But you're saying Alabama doesn't allow that.
Well, even if they reinstate it, I mean, there's a very large group of black men who can't vote. Because
that's what I'm saying.
If they're in prison or they're parole or whatever it is. So I mean, and then they're very much disproportionately. We're talking about Alabama here too. Yeah. So I mean, I think it's really a fucked up thing with everybody else you won't really parse out and like give credit to this person like that, whatever, when it comes to other groups. But when it comes to black people, you will. But that's neither here nor there. I think we should like continue talking about this. But I think that I think it was a good win for Democrats and for black people in general, but what I'm most concerned about is what's going to be the repercussions, because when you have like a large group of black people who bring like a Democrat to power, something like that in like a statewide election, they're going to do something. There's going to be some kind of repercussions, I think, when it comes to dealing with the black people who voted, in order to get this person in office. I mean, but you also have to consider the fact that Doug Jones didn't really campaign on anything that's really going to benefit black people. He campaigned on basically the Hillary Clinton model, where I'm not that guy. Yeah. I'm not the pedophile. So vote for me. But he didn't really vote for any. He didn't really I mean, he does the same kind of thing that a lot of Democrats do. I prosecuted the Klansmen in the '60s or whatever who killed those 4 little girls, whatever. And you think that's enough for you to get the black vote or whatever.
Right? He was doing his job.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think it's a good win, but I think we have to put this a little bit in perspective, because perfectly honestly, this isn't really going to help black people. But at the same time, I think with this, it kind of stems the tide of like the Republican and Senate. So it'll help kind of balance things out. Yeah. But it's not going to help black people.
Yeah, I mean, Doug Jones is no progressive, right? Mm-hmm. So no. I'm not looking for him to back progressive legislation, right? Mm-hmm. And coming from Alabama, he's gonna be what's called blue dog Democrat.
Yep.
He's not gonna be able to do that much, especially if he's trying to win 2020. Mm-hmm. My best.
But we know he's not gonna win 2020.
Yeah, my best for him is that he goes balls out and just says fuck it and just votes very progressively and just knows that he's gonna lose 2020.
Yeah.
No matter what he does.
Mm-hmm. So I doubt he will.
Yeah. So that's the only thing that I can hope for, and I can hope we got one more vote in the Senate, so we can stop or attempt to stop a lot of the regressive policies that are coming from the GOP. I mean, that's the best that we can hope for. But just winning Alabama, even though Roy Moore was just such a disgusting candidate, and seeing what happened in Virginia, seeing what happened in New Jersey.
Yep.
So the tide is turning blue. So, I'm excited for 2018. And especially if people come out like they did in Virginia and now they did in Alabama, we could get all this, we could get some real progressives in there, or at least Democrats, to counter a lot of these things that the GOP has done so far, or will do by the time the elections come in 2018.
Yeah, I agree. I think next year's going to be a fucking bloodbath, honestly. Oh, yeah. In November, it's going to be a real bloodbath.
I've already said that.
However, like you said, Rob, I'm very skeptical of whether or not they're going to actually elect any progressives. I mean, hopefully they will, but my sense is that, in next year, as long as you're a Democrat, you're good. But I'm really worried about like the primary season. See who they're going to, if they're going to go with a quote unquote electable candidate versus like an actual progressive. Mm-hmm. So that's the thing I'm worried about. So I think in like maybe May, June, or whatever, I think we'll see like where the party is headed towards once the nominating process is done, and then we'll go on from there. But as of right now, I'm not really holding out hope that we're going to see like a sea change toward the left, and hopefully we do. But I think we're going to see a lot of centrist Democrats that win office.
That's my feeling too. It's probably going to be more centrist, but I'll take centrist over what we have right now, man. I mean, I just know that I'll never get what I truly want. I can push for it, but
what, strip clubs are in every corner? Rob, Black Rob 2020, strip clubs on every corner,
all over the nation.
All over the nation.
That's where he wants to be buried.
That'll bring that'll unite the right and the left.
Hey, black men will come out for that. Trust me. Huh? They won't be. Black men will come out for that. Trust me. They won't be like 11% of the electorate. They'll be like a good 50%.
Oh, I'll get everybody. I'll get everybody. Man.
You'll get everybody.
Yeah, I'll get everybody.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I ain't got nothing much to add on that. I mean, hey, happy, excited. Again, we hope that the party itself, as far as the Democrat Party, man, it's great. It was a great win. But let's just, leverage the momentum. But let's just start looking at getting back to the people. We can't use the same, strategy from 2016. And, with Doug Jones being in office, like y'all just said, hopefully, he just gets in there and just rips shit up. Because you got about, 3 years?
Yeah, you got 3 years.
3 years. Do what you got to do. Don't play the safe game because let me tell you, it was a great win, but you know how they say you're not always going to win in Alabama every election. So take it as it comes, and go hard, man.
Yeah, it's not every election you're going to get to go run against a pedophile.
So, exactly.
I wouldn't count on that for in 2020.
Exactly. Serial pedophile.
Just be wise. Be wise.
Yeah, exactly. So GOP.
We coming for you, nigga.